Betting on sports can be hard, but hiring Morgan & Morgan is easy. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/bestbets or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/bestbets. This is a paid advertisement.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Big 3-hour program lined up today. A lot of observations from last night's Monday Night Football doubleheader. An update on Patrick Mahomes. A Steelers update. Several players missed practice today. We'll tell you about that coming up in about 15 minutes. Sam Darnold. I think this is turning into somewhat of a controversy, Pauly, with Comeback Player of the Year.
It's a mess.
We have early numbers for Week 17, which includes the Christmas Day games and other huge matchups that we're going to get to. And we also have Paul Stone and Derek Stevens on the program. That was some ugly football last night.
I enjoyed it, though.
It was good to have it on at the same time.
Yep, you're right. You're right. It's great to get those Monday night doubleheaders, and especially when it was a rocking chair winner with the late game and a dream in play with the under.
Let me get this out of the way.
Yep.
I don't want to spend too much time on this today, but what you were looking at last night with at least one of the teams, the Las Vegas Raiders, that entire staff, that entire thing that came on TV last night does not deserve to be in the NFL. Like, it's a team. I get it. They have to have players and the coaching staff and most of those players. I mean, that's as bad as it gets, man. Here's a quick rundown.
Yep.
Again, on the season, they have trailed by double digits in all 14 games this year. They did not target a single wide receiver until the third quarter. They did not complete a pass to a wide receiver until the fourth quarter. Good tweet from Tashin Reed, who covers the team. The Raiders got the ball back with 2 timeouts and 1:54 left in the second quarter. Here's what happened. Completion, then a Falcons timeout. They ran the ball, clock drained to 105. Ran it again, clock drained to 32 seconds. Completion, they took a timeout. Incompletion, took a sack, and the clock ran out. Folks, this is not 1987 and the drive with the Denver Broncos. We made such a big, my God, Elway's got the ball at the 2-yard line and he's only got 2 minutes. Is he going to do this? Teams can go 98 yards in 45 seconds nowadays. And before halftime, that was embarrassing. And then beyond that, how about Abdullah catching the punt inside the 3-yard line? And then they run back-to-back runs from shotgun. I'm just, this is mind-boggling stuff.
That was the easiest safety I've ever seen.
In my entire life.
I mean, you knew what they were going to do. You couldn't have no chance to get out of the end zone.
From the shotgun, they do it back-to-back plays.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. How about 3 block kicks?
Yeah.
3. When do you see that in a game? And how they ran the clock at the end, and then the delay of game on 4th and 3. It's terrible. After the game, Pierce, I'm under contract. Okay, good luck. If you missed the pregame, Adam Hill, who covers the team for the local paper out here, was outstanding. Just how they blew it last year, where you didn't name Pierce the coach, and they said, well, maybe we'll give you the job if it goes well. So they won games for him, and he got the job instead of just saying you're the coach and tank. And now they're probably going to trot O'Connell out there against Jacksonville, and they're going to blow a top 2 pick.
Yeah.
And they're just going to be stuck in this rut, in this same situation where you're looking at retreads and can't do enough to get that quarterback. Right now, as we go into Week 16, Giants, Raiders, New England, Carolina, Tennessee is your order right now. And the Giants have a 37% chance to get the number 1 pick. But they will screw this up if they play O'Connell and beat Jacksonville and just say, well, Pierce maybe can keep his job if they can win a couple games down the stretch, when you have no business winning games and you're just going to continue to be stuck like this in a horrible franchise. How Davis runs it. It's a debacle. And you're right. Pierce has no business being a head coach.
He has no business being anywhere near the NFL. He has to be gone. What you watched last night was like, okay, that's the final interview that you're going to have if you're Mark Davis. Go ahead, Antonio, prove me wrong and go out there. And everything we just ran down, that's pretty much on the coaching staff. And the look, he's just like, he's shaking his head, rolling his eyes at the final play, 4th and 3, and they ran the clock down to a delay of game. That's just on you, pal. You need to have this more buttoned up, and nothing went well for the team last night. And oh, by the way, you could have won the game.
Yep.
And I guess that speaks to how this Atlanta outfit And more so, the quarterback spot, how do you not, if you watch that game again, how do you not say to yourselves, we can make the playoffs here, but we're not going to do anything with Kirk Cousins?
Yes, that's the other takeaway. I can't raise you, but I see your stupidity with Las Vegas, and I have Atlanta. Do you even want this? Are you giving up? Do you want the chain?
I don't even want him in the playoffs.
I mean, it's just...
Don't spoil my playoffs. Get him out.
I mean, this is just so bad where he is compromised. He has no confidence. He's cooked. They are hiding him.
Yeah.
They threw 11 straight times on first down. Ran the ball, 11 straight times. And then the one time they threw it, guess what? Interception. So you know how this is going to end. They'll squeak by in an ugly game and beat the Giants. They'll get boat race Sunday night against Washington, and then their season's over. They're not even considering Penix, and he's not even ready to play. Because you see the weapons that they have, and this guy has no confidence, can't move, and then the decision to throw the ball on third down when the Raiders are out of timeouts.
Right.
It's like good luck if they're going 85, 90 yards in a minute with that outfit. Mm-hmm. And they threw it, and it was almost picked. So between that decision and Morris, well, he's our guy. And you know, yes, Cousins has been saying the same thing for 5 weeks. Not where I want to be. Have to get better. 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions the last 5 games. Make a quarterback change.
Yep. I'm a big body language guy. I'm pretty good, I think, at reading the room, too, when it comes to this. Your point, Pauly, about how he has no confidence. Did you see in the post-game interview last night on national TV after the game? He has zero confidence right now. Maybe I should be a therapist because I can read people like this. Also out there when he's playing on the field.
Well, he's got to be embarrassed. Like, why are you talking to me? I threw for 100 yards.
Sure.
I was terrible.
He wanted nothing to do, and he had no good answers for him. He's just like spitballing at this point because I think that he knows that he's shot right now. He knows it in his head. So he's coming across like that when he's talking to people, and he looks even worse when he's out behind center taking the snaps. And I honestly think that had they gone for like 4 or 5 yards every single time they ran the football last night, they never would have thrown the ball.
Yeah,
they never would have changed it up.
Yes,
but they could have.
Yes. But the potential's there. They have so many weapons. You saw what they did in the Thursday night game against Tampa. Tampa's hot. They swept Tampa. You see the potential that they have with London and Mooney and Pitts and Robinson and Algier. They have the weapons. It's just there's no way, no how the offense should look like that. And he's a big reason why. And the defense is still, Raiders are awful, but it's come around and improved a little bit. The Minnesota debacle to the side. But you blew the Charger game. It's right there for you. They have a good chance to win that Washington game if you can coach up Penix and put him in there and get this to look like an NFL outfit. And you should be able to average at least 25, 26, 27 a game. But you know how this is going to end, and that's the frustrating part.
Well, we are on opposite sides of this team. I think they stink out loud. I don't want them anywhere close to the playoffs. And you think they can win against Washington?
With Penix, yeah.
But they're not going to make that move. I think they're going to get slaughtered against Washington.
I can't believe the line. I cannot believe Washington.
Neither can I.
Is 3.5 in that game at home.
I also can't believe they flexed that game to Sunday night. What is wrong with the NFL? You got Green Bay, Minnesota on a platter, and how big that game might be. Now, here's what you watched last night. Do you want more of that? Because we're going to give you some more Kirk Cousins on primetime. Thank you. I get it. Big spot. They can still make the playoffs. I don't want them in. I don't want that team anywhere close. Who are they going to be a threat against with Kirk Cousins?
Well, if they sneak in, they're going to get pounded.
Yeah, they're completely fake material.
The quarterback change is staring you right in the face and you're just being stubborn. So we'll see if Morris has some stones and some guts. Get some guts. Winston, benched today. Levis, benched. Do the right thing. It's a no-brainer.
We'll get a Sam Darnold update coming up in the next segment. What are your thoughts on Caleb Williams today?
I think they're poorly coached. It also doesn't look right. Ball's got to be out, just like Atlanta. Open wide receiver. Hit him. Throw it. It never happens. Other than the second half on Thanksgiving against Detroit. What are you looking at? Where's your read? Guys are open. Why aren't you throwing the ball? It's always take off, run, scramble, throw it away. It's like an ad lib. It's a 3-hour ad lib.
Yep, he doesn't know how to play in structure. He doesn't know how. And I think it was Merrill Hodge who said that before. That he had major concerns about Caleb Williams, and that was the biggest thing. And if you go back and think about how he played at USC, when did he thrive? It was when he was scrambling and making stuff happen, when he was improv, and he was fantastic about that. Mm-hmm. I watched guys today on Twitter breaking down some film. He had guys open so many times, and he thought about throwing it, and he's like, I got to try to make something else happen. The decision-making process does not exist with Caleb Williams. Yeah. He needs so much work done. He's not even close to being a reliable starting quarterback in the NFL. And there's a chance the Bears, do you trust them to be able to fix it with whoever they hire at head coach?
Cousins is late. He's late on the throws. Williams won't even make them.
He won't make them. And he's got guys sitting right there in the middle of the field. I'm open. Come on, give me the ball.
Right. It's the same thing. There's too many weapons here for this offense to look like it. They don't score unless they get the gift touchdown on a block punt. And that was an adventure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the coaching again. Oh, the guy didn't report. Takes away a touchdown. Aikman's speechless.
Yeah.
It's come on.
And by the way, great job by the crew last night. They had the replay of him coming in from the other angle. And they're like, let's check this out. Did he report? Right to the huddle. Never said a damn word to the referees. And Aikman's you could just tell he was probably shaking his head in the booth like, wow, come on, how does this happen?
Yeah. Somehow they're getting worse with the coaching change. I can't believe it. Jan Sanity, right around the corner. Starts Thursday. Could win $5,000. Free to enter. Pick the games against the spread every round. The contestant with the most points after the title game gets $5,000. Head over to vsin.com/JanSanity for the rules and to register. Last day Thursday. Check it out. Get the college football playoff betting guide as well. Picks due 30 minutes before kickoff of the first game each round. Read the contest rules and register. And we found a host through our first contest back in 2017. Great promotion, great idea. Enter it. Let's do it. vsin.com/JanSanity. Deadline Thursday. You can win $5,000. Good luck.
Overall, what did you make of the half an hour difference between kickoff times?
Well, not enough.
I didn't hate it, though.
Yeah.
I was okay. I will say that when you watch it in the multi-view on YouTube TV, this has been a problem all year long.
Uh-huh.
If you leave them both up on the screen, there's a problem with the audio. It's the only thing. You can't hear the broadcasters.
Yeah. Incredible finish, too, with the blocked extra point. You can't make this stuff up. Good job. Fowler was all over it, too.
Oh, yeah?
From 3.5 up to 6.5, and then it falls 6 with the blocked extra point.
All right, we have some big news today in the National Football League. Steelers update. Multiple players missing practice today. Is Mahomes going to play? And this is turning into a controversy with the comeback player of the year.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A little bit of line movement today on the Texans-Chiefs game coming up this weekend. Texans got as high as 2.5, down to 1.5 at most spots. The money line is between Pick'em now on the Chiefs and plus 110, highest I could find on that team. The reason why is because Patrick Mahomes miraculously said that he responded, quote, better, quicker, end of quote, than the high ankle sprain he had against Jacksonville in the playoffs a couple of years ago.
I think he plays.
So do I.
And they also might have Hollywood Brown back.
So do you want to bet them on the money line right now while
Yep.
it's still plus money?
Yep. They also said, Andy Reid said, well, we're not going to just sit him. If he can play, he can play.
Right.
We're not just going to sit him and give him the break because this is a big game and we want to get the 1 seed.
And I will bet you right now as much money as you would like that Mahomes is going to push him all week that he can play.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Jeff Saturday, former Colts offensive lineman, said this today. What sport are we playing right now? If Mahomes says, I'm good to go, I can go play, you are going to start the best quarterback in NFL history. You don't bench him for precaution. That's what he said today.
Fair enough.
But is that the best idea, though?
If he can play, you got to play him. You're an underdog now on Christmas.
Yeah, I know. It's a 2-game lead over Buffalo for the 1 seed, and my God, is that important.
I agree.
So
some people might not argue that, but they're nuts. You got to get the 1 seed.
Oh, you need the bye.
Yes.
And so can they, let me ask you, how confident are you that the Chiefs could still one of these, let's say the next 2 games, right? Can they win against Houston this week with Carson Wentz, or can they go to Pittsburgh on Christmas Day and beat the Steelers with him?
Yeah, they could.
I think so.
Houston's a better chance, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The way Houston's playing, yeah. They can win with Stroud and, Reed saying the right things, but singing his praises the last few days about how Wentz looks, and he's won games in this league. The best scenario for him is win these next 2 games and sit him week 18.
I would agree.
Don't play him against Denver, which is a huge win for Denver because they probably need it.
Probably. I keep going back to when Mahomes got hurt against the Browns in the playoffs a couple years ago. Enter Chad Henne, right? And he was totally fine. Like Andy Reid that's how good of a coach the guy is. He'll have other dudes prepped and ready to go. I don't have a ton of faith in Carson Wentz, but I got a lot of faith in Andy Reid.
Yeah, I would take if it got to 3.5, I'd definitely take it with Wentz. The way Houston's playing, and good point about Reed. I would have no problems worrying about Wentz and the weapons that he has, especially if you get Hollywood Brown back, too.
They are optimistic in Seattle that Geno Smith is going to play.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh,
because the Vikings were going to be all over Sam Howell. Oh, that would have been a dream matchup. Flores against Sam Howell. He would have needed a diaper.
I think I still like the Vikings quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because look at this. They're laying 3 in the game right now against Seattle. Green Bay was between 2.5 and 3. And look at the line. Well, we're going to get into look-ahead lines next week. This power rating on Minnesota is still too low, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Talked about that yesterday.
Well, Green Bay just toyed with them. Seattle had issues moving the ball, and then how great Love and the offense looked.
Oh, no, by the way, there is no more home field advantage for Seattle.
Yes, they've been terrible at home. Another good observation.
And
yes.
Update at practice today in Pittsburgh. I know it's only Tuesday, but Pickens, Watt, and Fields all DNPs.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of news today. Great. Carr likely out for the year. According to reports, the Bears' number 1 choice, Vrabel. Levis benched, Winston benched. Then we got a flex, too. With the triple header on Saturday, Week 17, and we got an email that they couldn't flex the Green Bay. How can you protect a game in Week 17?
We got multiple messages on that.
That's ridiculous.
The TV contracts have that game protected. So Green Bay and Minnesota will remain a 1 o'clock Eastern start time. 10 o'clock out here on the West Coast.
Yeah, you're livid, too. There's two late games.
Explain.
There's 2 late games now.
Doing.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
They're dog matchups because Dallas is out of it.
What if you have 2 blowouts at halftime?
Yeah. Cleveland, Miami's one of the games. No thanks. DTR against me.
Oh, God. Miami gets back-to-back late games? Okay. So where are you at right now? I didn't hear them say anything last night. I may have missed it a little bit on the broadcast talking about Sam Darnold potential with the comeback player of the year.
I didn't hear it, yeah.
Yeah, but I find this fascinating.
Yeah.
He's not listed everywhere, Paul, to win the award.
Yeah.
But in other books, he's like 16-1 in that neighborhood.
At BetMGM, Burrow's minus 1,600. Darnold's not listed. Patrick's 18-1. A couple days ago, he was 10-1. This was sent to us from Bet Online. Good email from their PR person, and they talked to their odds maker. Mike Florio and Peter King, being a couple of the most notable football pundits, are questioning the criteria and messaging the Associated Press delivered to NFL awards voters prior to this season. And now it's a headache for odds makers around the world. Adam Burns, Bet Online, said, the award is so screwed up we hate offering it. Last year was supposed to be Hamlin. Huge favorite all year. Flacco plays in 5 games and wins it. It made no sense. It was a huge loss for the book. There's no rhyme or reason as to who's selected, and we're in the dark, and we don't like that as a bookmaker. Representatives at Bet Online reached out to select AP football media members to try and gain a better understanding regarding the current award criteria. When asked about, quote, other circumstances, they were told, we were informed all voters of the guidelines, including the formal communication welcoming them to their panel. There's no list of specific players who qualify or would not be considered, and we expect voters who will follow the criteria. Burns said he agrees with Florio and others who are calling for the AP to add Most Improved Player of the Year in addition to Comeback Player of the Year. Robert Cooper, the head trader for sportsbetting.ag, said if he had a vote, it would be Darnold. We went Flacco, Geno, why not Darnold? Same boat, relegated to a career as a backup, been a bust. Oh, I'm in a good situation. Here we go. Burrow played 10 games last year. What am I missing? Good quote. Florio wrote that this is weird how the spirit of the award is supposed to honor a player that overcomes illness, physical injury, or other circumstances. They're pissed off that Hamlin didn't win it, and they gave it to Flacco. I wouldn't put it past Goodell to say Darnold's not even a finalist. So I don't even know what to make of your bet at 9 or 10-1. He's not even offered at MGM. DraftKings last look didn't even have it offered on the board. Period. The award, period. I think Patrick should win it.
I think
the
Patrick
Burrow
is the
thing's
perfect
ridiculous.
candidate.
It was set up on a platter for Cousins, but he's been awful, so he can't win.
By the way, Joe Burrow, as a reminder, played in 10 games last year. And it's not like he had this devastating injury like, oh my God, is Burrow going to come back and play in 2024? Holy hell. Watch out. Bengals are in trouble. He might not ever play. It wasn't that bad. He missed 7 games last year, and he won the award already. Why is he minus 12 or minus 1,600? That to me is nonsense.
Yeah. Another quote. We're well aware of the numbers Burrow's putting up, but if the Bengals don't make the playoffs and the Vikings get the 1 or the 2 seed, it'd be a travesty for Darnold not to win.
Well,
he's now up at 8-1 at that book.
Yeah, here's a memo to the NFL, and this will never happen, but they should do this now that they've been, partners with many, many sports books nationally for the last handful of years. You need to come out and make a statement on this, because I grabbed some Darnold at 16-1 after Adam Schein, host here on VSiN, said that last week, he's going to get it as of right now. He's going to vote for Sam Darnold. But can you please tell us whether or not Sam Darnold can win the award? And if not, just tell sportsbooks, don't even offer the guy's name.
Because he was down to 2-1 after the hot start.
Right.
And then the stuff on social media where people went back to that, and then Ian Rappaport and other people were like, well, I guess he's ineligible. I didn't know that. But he's not. But they don't want you to vote for him.
Sure. So it's going to piss off a lot of people if you hear some voters make the case, and with Shine on his show saying that he's going to give it to Darnold, and they're putting down bets, and then Goodell comes out and says, and these are not going to be refunded, by the way, Goodell will come out and say, yeah, if he would make a comment like that, or they would say, yeah, he's not even in the final 3 because we told you what the parameters were before the season started. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to piss off, people. Again, I need to emphasize this a lot. We get messages probably more about NFL awards and betting them than anything other than like bad beats. People love betting NFL awards every single year. And they're always looking for, and long shots come in this time of year. Flacco, Exhibit A. Was 100-1 with 5 weeks to go last year.
Yeah. I understand the bookmakers and I understand the NFL for just saying, what did you come back from? A career bust? It didn't work out with other stops? I don't think that qualifies. I agree with Florio. There should be a most improved.
They should add that one.
But then again, the Burrow thing's nonsense because he played 10 games. So this is wild.
How does Tim Patrick not become more a part of the conversation? I'm blown away by this.
That's the guy. Yeah. He's not even offered some books too. I'm with you.
And he's a second shot on the board at others.
Yes. You figure it out. Sign up, holiday special now, VSiN Pro Access. Everything we do through May 1st, $79. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, DraftKings and Circa, dog videos, college football playoff betting guide, March Madness, every guide, VSiN.com/subscribe. Holiday special now, website on fire. Everything that's up there today. Zach Cohen, great breakdown on the NBA Cup final. Adam Burke on the bowl game. NFL stuff with Makinen. All the stuff up there, prop analyzer, bam. First thing I see, Gary Trent, 7-0 underrun with the points. Get up there, VSiN.com/subscribe.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, as a side note, I'm convinced now. I'm totally there. The Vikings going to win the whole thing.
And now O'Connell is -110 Coach of the Year at Circa.
Yep. We have look-ahead lines for week number 17 in the NFL. Very important games on Christmas Day, as you all know, and other important matchups as well coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, win some, lose some, and we'll take a trip down memory lane here in Las Vegas. Total chaos in the streets 16 years ago, for those of you who don't know the story. Here we have look-ahead lines for week number 17 in the National Football League. Pauly, that includes the games next Wednesday on Christmas Day.
All right.
I'm going in fresh here.
Yeah,
let's go.
You got Frank Costanza? Mm-hmm. Good for you. Pittsburgh, 2 at home against the Chiefs. Well, 7 people have the Chiefs in Survivor. Mahomes should be ready to go.
I think they're favored here by 2, right? With the unknown status of Mahomes. That's at the Westgate. DraftKings says the Chiefs -1.
Yes. And a total of 41.
Well, if they're talking about Mahomes, like he's healing quicker already this week, he's going to play next Wednesday on Christmas Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can take the 2 at Westgate down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where it gets nuts in Survivor. 50 people left. The one thing I failed to mention, Kirk Cousins was so bad last night, I don't think you can use Atlanta Sunday. He was that bad. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Tim Boyle could be a problem. Take some shots to neighbors.
I want to laugh at that, but I can't because they almost lost to Desmond Ridder last night.
Yeah.
Almost lost the game.
Yeah. He threw for 100 yards against the Raiders.
Did you see how bad the Raiders were? That team almost won the game.
They can't be 10. Baltimore at the Westgate, 3 at Houston. 12 people have Baltimore, 3 have Houston.
I think 3 is 2.5 at DraftKings. I think 3 is the better number. I think they have to be 3.
And it's a huge game for Baltimore if they beat Pittsburgh.
I think this is going to be a great test because I truly believe the Texans' defense is legit beyond belief.
Uh-huh.
But the Ravens' offense is like the best in football.
Okay, I think the total's too high. All right. Thursday. A bunch of people have Seattle, a bunch have Chicago. Seattle is 1.5 at Westgate at Chicago. That has to be higher. Looks like Geno's going to be fine. That's to be more than 3 to me.
Yeah, if Geno plays, then yes,
Yep.
for sure, Seattle's the right side.
Yep. And how many people will be on this game? We know one for sure. There's one entry that only has Chicago available.
Mm-hmm.
That sold for $130,000 last week. A triple header Saturday. NFL Network. Early game, 10 a.m. Pacific. Chargers 6 at New England.
Okay, so what do you think of that game being part of the triple header? They announced that today, by the way.
Yeah. You didn't have much to work with. So, they're protecting Green Bay, Minnesota. You didn't have much to work with.
Okay, I will say this. If the weather's going to cooperate, that's too low of a total.
Yep.
Patriots can score. Defense is terrible. I don't know what the hell's been going on with this Chargers team. Their defense was eviscerated by the Buccaneers on Sunday.
Yep.
I think 41.5 is a little bit too low.
All right. Well, we start the Week 16 Thursday with a banger. So the loser of Chargers-Broncos could be in trouble because the middle game, Cincinnati at home to Denver. Cincinnati 3.5. It's 3 at DraftKings.
Can you tell me right now if the Bengals are still going to be alive to make the playoffs?
I think they beat DTR Sunday. Yeah.
Then I would like a -3 here.
Yes, I would. I would love the Bengals, lane 3. And your late game, suddenly important. Remember, Arizona already beat the Rams. Rams 3.5 at home to Arizona. It's 3 at DraftKings.
What do you make of that?
It's a tough game. That is a tough game. It comes down to, can Murray play clean football, and can they get the rushing game going with Connor? If they do, I think they're going to win. But that's a big if with Murray because he's been so bad.
Rams are a little tricky to figure out on a week-to-week basis.
Yes, they are. Yes. The Rams better beat the Jets first things first.
No kidding.
It's a tough game. Let's go to Sunday. 6 early, 2 late. Colts 6.5 at home to the Giants. I want to see what it looks like Sunday. Who's playing quarterback? And let's see if they can do anything offensively. I'm talking about the Giants. Then the Colts still might be feeling sorry for themselves after how they blew their season and that debacle against Denver.
39.5 for a total?
Yeah.
In a Giants home game?
No, my fault. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was at Indy. Yeah, that's true. ATM machine. Giants at home. Take the under.
I have no opinion after what happened with the Colts.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to lay 6.5, but again, I don't know if that's going to be a dead team walking or not.
Okay. This was flexed. I'm going in order at the Westgate. This was flexed today. The Sunday night game is now Washington and Atlanta. Washington 3.5 at home. I love Washington. Unless there's a quarterback change.
And I don't think there's going to be. I think Washington is the only play there for me.
Yep.
Well, first of all, are they going to be healthy too? They've had some injuries. DraftKings says 4.5, by the way.
Yep.
I think 3.5 is a good number to bet on Washington. If it's Kirk Cousins, by the way, Dan Quinn, remember, he's had this defense playing much better football than at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's defense, although they've looked good the last couple of weeks, like they're facing a legit offense here, and I don't know if that's going to go well for them or not.
All right. Toilet Bowl. It was supposed to be the Carr game, but likely done for the year. Saints 2.5 against the Raiders. Rattler against O'Connell. Rattler against Ritter. Oh, boy.
Oh, this would have been an all-time revenge game for Derek Carr.
Yeah,
He would have taken this one very personally, and it probably kills him that he can't go in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, Kendra Miller?
That could be.
With Kamara's injury here?
That could be, yeah. Big game for him. Total of 40.5. See what happens at quarterback. Jacksonville 1.5 against Tennessee. I like Tennessee if it's Rudolph. And it looks like it's going to be Rudolph with Levis getting benched. Now we'll see if it's just a 1-week thing. But Mac Jones finally looked good, but it was an awful Jets defense. Jacksonville won and 39.5 at DraftKings.
These bad teams, man. I know we don't have a lot of time left betting NFL games, but it's tough. Tough to get a grasp on where they're going to be at.
Buffalo, 10.5 at home to the Jets.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
But the Bills' power rating is to the moon right now, rightfully so.
Well, the Jets aren't going to slow them down. It's 9.5 and 49 at DraftKings.
No idea if there's going to be weather in this spot.
Yep.
But you said 10.5 at Westgate?
Yep.
If the weather cooperates, it's a big number. This offense for the Jets actually is playing pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. This is too high. Tampa, 8.5 at home to Carolina.
That's a big one.
Just played. Got outplayed. Should have lost the game.
Right. Well, where are you at now with what Carolina is going to look like? Was that more of the true team that we saw on Sunday against Dallas? Because they played well for a good month before that game. And they were covering numbers, winning some games.
Yeah. I think it was just a poor performance, especially from Bryce Young.
Yeah, I think there's a chance where the offense can get back on track against Tampa Bay's defense.
Yep. Your big one. Minnesota, Green Bay. Minnesota won.
And they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's too short. The disrespect for the Minnesota Vikings now is actually bizarre to me. We talked about it all day yesterday leading into the game. Talked about how we liked the -6.5, turned into -7. If it was a different team with the same record, I ran down the list of teams in that spot. They would have been much higher than 6.5 or 7. They went to Lambeau, killed them in the first half.
Yep. Love was terrible.
Oh, man, that's, I don't know. There's no way I could bet Green Bay at that number.
Yep. Okay. 2 and 48.5 at DK. Philly, again, only 2 late games. Here's one of them. Philly, 11.5 at home to Dallas.
I don't know, man.
First meeting.
I firmly believe Dallas is going to be feisty down the stretch.
I think, yeah. Yep.
And Jerry Jones came out just today and said that he gives high grades this year to both Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer. Take that for what it's worth.
All right. Miami, 3 at Cleveland.
Then that's a late game?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, man. I'd rather have dead air on TV.
Well, that's big with the weather scenario, too. How bad Tua has been when it's under 40 degrees, even if it's going to be DTR. But Miami, 3 and 41.5 at Cleveland.
Just keep riding Jonnu Smith?
Yep. 9 receptions in the last game. And our final Monday night game, regular season, Detroit, 3, 51.5 at San Francisco.
What do you make? The Lions announced just today that those 3 other defensive linemen who got hurt yesterday all placed on IR.
Yep. But also more bad news. We thought Hutchinson maybe NFC title game. It's Super Bowl.
Super Bowl now.
It's only Super Bowl that Hutchinson can come back. He had a great tirade, which he was on live radio, and I think he dropped 3 F-bombs, Dan Campbell. But he said this loss was good for us. And we got punched in the mouth, and now we're going to respond. And I don't care if we win ugly and win by 2 points. We're going to do it, and we have the group to do it.
Well, if any team in the NFL needs another bye week, or in this case to get the 1 seed, it's them.
Uh-huh.
And then at that, have that extra time off, maybe then they can start to get some of these guys back on IR. But that is, can they win the next 2 weeks before they play Minnesota in the final game of the year?
Sunday's interesting.
Yes, it is.
Yep. If you get Goff in the elements, and then how bad the defense is, and if the Bears can move the ball, and if Goff turns it over, I don't want to lay 6.5 Sunday with them on the road against the Bears, even with the losing streak. So here it is. We've been waiting for this. This is when all hell's going to break loose in Survivor.
Yeah.
Christmas is its own week. 3 games. Got to play one of them. 7 people have Kansas City, 12 have Baltimore, 3 have Houston, a bunch have Pittsburgh, a lot have Seattle, a lot have Chicago. How many people will be on the Bears?
Maybe Seattle ends up being the best play of the entire time.
That's possible. Yes.
Win-lose up next. Paul's going to recap last night's betting action and a trip down memory lane here in Las Vegas. It was Armageddon in this city 16 years ago today. We will explain next.
Last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Breaking news. Pat Mahomes, full participant in practice, and Hollywood Brown. Chiefs now 2.5 at William Hill, Caesars, Circa.
Saw 3 out there.
Okay.
That escalated quickly from plus 110 on the money line to now like minus 140, minus 150 on the Chiefs while we were live on the air.
That's your big boy. We'll be out there.
Oh, grab Chiefs right now, Christmas Day, if you can still find it. If books haven't adjusted that yet.
+2 at the Westgate, yep. Chiefs +2 on Christmas. Hop on that at the Westgate. I'll tell you, not a lot happened from a prop standpoint. Jefferson first touchdown plus 580. Should have had 2. It would have been a total blowout early. We dropped the touchdown. Would have put him up 3 scores. London first touchdown 6-1. The only good throw Cousins made. Safety 10-1. All total under in the Raider game 37.5 plus 210. Most receiving yards in the Vikings game, Allen was 6-1. And missed extra point in the Raider game plus 280. Other than that, not a lot happened. Good job. Hawkinson went over. But,
Pitts went over, the number that I grabbed.
Uh-huh.
But again, I kind of want to never bet him ever again.
Well, 4 for 24 or something, whatever he had.
They have no idea how to use him still.
Oh boy.
But I don't think Cousins can even get him the ball. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, but Robinson was awesome too. So 125 yards and good job by Atlanta on the ground. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on like this one. An incredible 1-month run here where the dogs love the bed and go outside with the sun. Look at the bed's bigger than this guy. He drags his little bed out every single day, takes it in the sun, and lays down and takes a nap. Take it to his favorite spot. Look at him. There you go. They get settled down. Put it right here in the middle. All right. That gets situated. Put it up. He's trying to get it.
Got to have more sunshine.
Yeah, it's got to have it. Right? Look at it. The bed's bigger than he is. Got to use his mouth to carry it out there. That's excellent. Top notch. Very good. How about a loose sum? This is fantastic. He is used to the celery with peanut butter. The owner gives the dog the celery, but it's plain. He opens the garbage and puts it right in. Get that out of my face. I'm not eating celery. Put some peanut butter on it, Mom. What's your problem, right? Look, I'll spell. Immediately spits it out. Yeah, knows what to do. Open the garbage. Get that out of here. Not up in here.
Smart dog.
Absolutely. I'm going to put this under lose some. What do you think? Conor McGregor's going to box Jake Paul.
Well, this is going to continue to be a thing with Jake Paul.
Yeah. $1.15 some price now. $1.20, $1.15. Is the guy done? He's never going to UFC? His issues out of the octagon? And
he said that this would be to rejuvenate his career in the octagon.
Oh, sure.
First of all, will the fight even happen?
It hasn't fought in 3 years,
yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah, it's been that long. I'm very skeptical this even goes off, but also, Conor's not going to beat him.
There's a size disparity.
Yeah, Paul will punish him probably.
Yeah. $1.15, $1.20. All right. McGregor against Paul. There you go. Bad for the books. Falcons 3.5 up to 6.5. Fell 6. The big extra point blocked. And Sixers Charlotte over 212 up to 219. That was a winner. Ready to elevate your tailgate game? You have to try Sewell's, born from a backyard cookout and a mason jar of unforgettable flavor. Sewell's has become a southern favorite, lighting up taste buds from Georgia to the Carolinas, from ribs and wings to a backyard burger. Sewell's takes every bite to the next level. Order online, Sewell'sBarbecueSauce.com. Sewell'sBarbecueSauce.com. Southern hospitality never tasted so good. Welcome aboard. Great to have you, Sewell's.
Do you remember where you were 16 years ago today?
I was doing the pregame for UNLV basketball, getting ready for the game, and people were wondering, are we having a game? Why isn't the game canceled? Like, why? Well, it snowed.
It snowed here in town, and UNLV was inundated with phone calls saying from like season ticket holders, well, there's clearly not going to be a basketball game tonight, right? And they're like, it's a little bit of snow. Yes, we're going to play the stupid basketball game. People were panicking in the streets, and this is what it looked like. And we'll tweet this out, by the way. For those of you listening in the radio audience, it was December 17th and 18th, 2008, when we got record snowfall, 3.5 inches. Some spots got as much as 10. Where I lived at the time, we got about between 8 and 9. And out here in the desert, this doesn't happen very often. And the city basically shut down. There are no snow trucks out here. They got to bring them in from somewhere. Nobody owns a shovel. Nobody owns an ice scraper, right? So the stairs where we lived at the time, it was a condo. We lived on the second floor. The stairs were icy for like 2 or 3 days because nobody in the area, nobody who lived there, the landlord, whomever, nobody had a shovel to come and scrape it off. Nobody knew that salt would be able to take it off the stairs. And they shut down school the next day. Beautiful outside, no snow on the roads. Right? It was like 45 and just sunny and awesome outside. And they completely panicked because they had no idea what to do. And it was like some of these photos are just incredible, how much snow that we got. We also got it like 4 years ago again. The whole city was covered in snow.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out from the UNLV game tonight. My car was completely under snow. The entire parking lot was filled. It was wild.
Yeah.
You know? You thought once you move out here from the Midwest, you're never going to see anything like close to that ever again.
And good luck
in
on
the
the
city.
roads. When it rains or there's snow, especially when there's snow. Oh, forget about it. It's like the Kramer, a bunch of crazies out here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just people going 2 miles an hour, panicking, freaking out.
When it rains, it's bedlam.
Yes, it is.
And that's because like tires on the cars are not used to it as
Yeah.
well. So it's all slick and everything like that. But that was pretty wild, man. People were going out there. That picture that we have in the upper left of the Las Vegas sign, that turned into like one of the most popular pictures in the last 20 years with all that snow on the ground.
Yeah, good job. Good recall.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that would happen every year. Just for the reaction of other people who have never like seen it before. They have no idea how to operate in this stuff. So we'll have much more on the schedule that we have coming up tonight, including the bowl game. Have you bet this yet, or did you miss like any good numbers here in Memphis?
I think Memphis wins, but I mean, you go from plus 2.5 to -6 now. It's just, yeah, can't do it. Memphis should win and cover. A good angle from Brad Powers that Hennigan, his last game from the area, figures to want to go out strong and put up a big game. Also, Memphis finishes the top 25 with a win. That's something they haven't done since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So the interim coach with West Virginia, they're thinking about next year. Rich Rod's back. I never should have left. Kumbaya, the great press conference. It's just why would West Virginia care, right? And plus, the last time we saw Memphis, they were awesome. Double-digit dogs on the road against Tulane and buried them. And they look great. So they have a hell of an offense. Well, 35 a game. And I just think they should win by margin.
Can we go back to that game real quick? The Memphis-Tulane game? Because Memphis, you're exactly right. The offense has been solid all year long. Like, they're a pretty good football team. Why were they catching that many points against Tulane? I know Tulane's also good, but how much of that was juiced in that they could still potentially make the playoffs?
Yeah. Well, the Tulane hype was it was nuts, the Tulane hype at that time. Well, look at the margin of it. They haven't played anybody. I mean, they had 2 losses. Their best one was Louisiana. So then they go out after all the Tulane hype, and hey, they might make the playoff. Boat raced by Memphis, can't stop anything, and embarrassed by Army.
Yeah, Tulane closed around 12.5 in that game. They lost by 10, 34-24. I don't know if the game was that close. They were completely dominated the entire time.
Right, and they certainly were in the Army game.
Oh, no doubt.
Daly did whatever he wanted on the ground.
And then when you look at West Virginia, they lost to Texas Tech 51-15 as a 2.5-point dog. The game opened, this bowl game opened up. Why? Why did West Virginia open up as the favorite? And it quickly got steamed to Memphis -2, and there has been no slowing down. Initially, I think maybe a day or two ago, it looked like there was going to be buyback on West Virginia at like 5.5. It's 6 right now. Mm-hmm. So that never really happened.
Mm-hmm. Total move 4 points too. So maybe Memphis just drops 45 on them, which I think they should do anyways. West Virginia has issues defensively, and they're coming off a thrashing in their last game. Got buried.
Yeah.
Gave up 50 points. Everything points to a Memphis blowout. So you do those confidence pools. You want to get nuts. I know Powers you probably do the Army game, but this is one that it almost looks too easy.
Yeah.
But I think Memphis should take them out, no problem.
We'll see if the market's going to be right on this, because it doesn't happen every single time, Paul.
No, I know you're right. Yeah.
Some of these games will move 8-10 points in bowl games, and then the other side wins outright.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But if you factor in how the market was wrong, certainly on that on the Memphis game to begin with against Texas. I checked that against Tulane, and how they potentially opened up as a dog here for like 2 seconds before that game exploded and went the other way. It was kind of bizarre, I guess. So I'm on a moneyline parlay involved with Memphis tonight. I'll tell you about that a little bit later on within Pocket Place. Doing a little cross-sport parlay action tonight with that and a big college basketball card as well. So see how that goes. Up next, professional sports bettor Paul Stone is going to join the program. We'll refresh you the bets that he gave out for the first round of the playoffs coming up, and also 3 more bets that he likes for this week and beyond in the bowl season. That's next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.